Good Wednesday, everyone. Welcome to GardenStateWeather.com and GardenStateWeather.blogspot.com, providing superior summertime forecasting for the northern mid-Atlantic region 24 hours a day. I'm forecaster Robert Smith, and this is the first of several days of high heat and humidity across the region. A break will come on Saturday and definitely by Sunday into early next week, a change back to near normal temperatures once again. But for the next several days, we're going to have to be mindful of our pets and elderly, and of course ourselves with hydration and keeping cool on the hours of highest sunlight. This is the daily video forecast discussion for Wednesday, the 6th of July, 2016. And it's generally sunny across most of the northern mid-Atlantic today. We have a few high-level clouds scattered about southeastern Pennsylvania, parts of the I-95 corridor this morning, and portions further south towards Baltimore and Maryland and Salisbury and Ocean City as well. But lots of heat is on the way. We've got temperatures already climbing into the upper 60s and lower 70s. And temperatures are going to climb into the 90s today for many locations and upper 80s at the coast. It's just going to be one of those hot and humid summertime days. Visible past the satellite this morning shows our area of convection across the Great Lakes diving southeast. That's a mesoscale convective complex with a lot of showers and thunderstorms embedded in that. For our region, it's subsidence and sinking air, just a few cirrus clouds around the region, mostly sunny. And definitely on the water vapor channel, we can see all the lifting here towards the Great Lakes. And this area will stay away from our region for today at least and over the next couple of days. But there'll be a couple of disturbances making their way through with a lee side trough setting up right over the metropolitan area, and that could lead to an isolated scattered shower or thunderstorm from today through Friday, and we'll get into that in a moment. Right now, subsidence and sinking air across most of the region and absolutely precipitation free. First area of heat and high humidity today from 11 a.m. to 6 p.m. today, and then excessive heat watch from Thursday morning through Friday afternoon for the I-95 corridor here, let's say from Pennington and Ewing and Trenton all the way down to Willow Grove and Philadelphia, and then back down to Newark and Middletown in Delaware. Heat indices in the low to mid-90s today, in the mid-90s Thursday and Friday afternoon. Heat indices around 100 degrees each day possible in this area. Dangerous heat expected primarily in the late morning through the late afternoon hours, and hot and humid conditions may lead to a strain on those outdoors in the heat along with sensitive groups such as those elderly, children, and pets. And of course, in the urban areas here in New York City and metropolitan northeastern New Jersey, we're going to have heat index values into the mid-90s due to the temperatures in the low to mid-90s and dew points in the mid and upper 60s. Again, the heat indices from 95 to about 100 between 1 p.m. and 8 p.m. today, and again on Thursday. And of course, this will be especially impacting those that work outdoors and the elderly and pets as well. In the tropical Atlantic and the Caribbean, we have no tropical activity going on right now, and none is expected during the next 5 days, as still a lot of dry dust is coming in from off the African coast. And in the eastern Pacific, we have advisories now going out for Hurricane Blas, located about 1,000 miles southwest of the southern tip of Baja California. Shower and thunderstorm activity has increased since yesterday in association with low pressure located about 500 miles south-southwest of Manzanillo, Mexico. Continued development of the system expected, and a tropical depression likely to form during the next few days with this, and the medium chances of this being high. About 60%, and over the next 5 days about 90%. And of course, we're monitoring tropical Hurricane Blas here as well. Hurricane Blas in the eastern Pacific this morning has a maximum winds of about 115, gust up to 140 knots. Central pressure 951 millibars. The radius of circulation about 250 nautical miles, and its eye diameter is not being detected here, but it's definitely very visible on the visible satellite imagery this morning, and we can see the storm drifting out into the Pacific through the weekend. Surf zone forecasted for the New Jersey and Delaware beaches for today. Sunny. High temperatures in the upper 80s. Beach winds at around 5 out of the west, becoming south in the afternoon. Surf 2 to 3 feet. South swell around 2 feet. Surf temperature warming up 72. UVI index extremely high at 10. Sunscreen a must. Rip current risk is low. Again, never swim near piers and jetties. Never swim alone. Always have a flotation device, and always swim in lifeguarded areas. The high tide cycles begin after the 9:30 a.m. hour. Surf zone forecast for For the New York and ocean beaches of New York City and Long Island for today, rip current risk is moderate, implies that wind or wave actions support the development of stronger and more frequent rip currents. Never swim in unguarded areas and never near piers and jetties. Lightning risk none today, surf height around 3 feet, ultraviolet index very high, water temperature around 70, sunny, temperatures upper 80s, west wind it's becoming south in the afternoon and around 5. High tide cycles begin after 9:30 this morning. On the aviation and weather deck for today, mostly VFR conditions. A few restrictions early this morning, but they're not showing up right now around Atlantic City and Millville. Otherwise, generally VFR anticipated through Thursday under a mainly clear sky. Some visibility restrictions again between late tonight and early tomorrow morning in some haze and some fog, mostly haze. The wind will be light and variable early this morning, becoming mostly southwest at around 5 to 10 knots. Very light tonight. The wind forecast to become again light and variable under 10 knots again during tonight. Thursday through Saturday, generally VFR, there will be a chance of showers and thunderstorms each day as several disturbances aloft move across the region, and anywhere where the showers and thunderstorms occur, there will be lowering conditions in those time frames. Sunday VFR conditions. Right now outside of Newark, we're warming and ramping it up. We're at 81 already, dew point 68, humidity 66%. And that is humid. Overcast conditions with, well, it's basically sunny, but there's some high clouds across the region this morning. And they'll be scattered to few around 25,000 feet with VFR conditions in place today. It's just going to be hot out there, and it is already. Newark, Philadelphia is already up to 77, dew point 70, humidity 79%. It's sticky, VFR conditions in place. Pollen forecast from now through Sunday, we're in the low to the medium side. It's just basically grasses at this point. Do your 7-day temperature forecast right now. This is the first day of the heat wave over the interior. Temperatures getting into the low and mid 90s with very high humidity as a result of dew points in the 60s and lower 70s. Just definitely uncomfortable upper 80s around the coast. So it's going to be a hot, humid day with high sunshine and definitely very high UVI indexes. For Thursday, the second day of the heat wave, temperatures again climbing well up into the upper 90s. Again, over the interior, urban centers could get to 95 or even possibly higher with heat indices near closer to 100 in urbanized northeastern New Jersey, such as around Newark, in New York City area, and Philadelphia and the I-95 corridor as well. Southwesterly winds, again, light during the afternoon hours. Sea breeze, basically, not too much. You'd have to be around the immediate coast for that to happen. On Friday, temperatures again, upper 80s to low and mid 90s over the interior, our third and final day of the heat wave. It looks like Saturday should break a little bit. As you head into the interior, especially the northwestern zones, a frontal boundary and some showers and thunderstorms will be moving in. So temperatures will be cooling off slightly below the 90-degree mark, so we might not have heat advisories extended in this area, but the definitely still strong possibility of heat over 90 degrees, especially from Trenton south towards Philadelphia and Dover, Delaware, and southwestern New Jersey and interior away from Atlantic City coastal waters as well. And then a secondary cold front comes through Saturday night. Everything dries out and cools down. Temperatures back into the low to the mid 80s again, right around where they should be on Sunday. And that forecast continues into Monday and Tuesday as well. Forecast charts into the future. Thermal trough setting up around the Appalachians or just nearby, and this will mean a threat of isolated to scattered shower or thunderstorm, mainly in areas where there's differential heating during the afternoon today, tomorrow, and Friday. This cold front will be approaching by Saturday, and the showers and thunderstorms will be entering the fray. They'll be isolated to scattered, and by the time we get to Saturday, that's where the secondary cold front comes through. First on Friday morning or Saturday morning, a cold front comes through. Secondary and drier air along the secondary cold front comes through Saturday night. Sunday through early next week is dry and seasonable for the region. Start out with the high-resolution rapid refresh model. Thermal trough in place, diurnally driven isolated scattered shower or thunderstorm likely near the thermal boundaries there, or areas where there's just the most heating of the day across northeastern Pennsylvania, scattered about northwestern New Jersey, the lower Hudson Valley, but nothing really significant is showing up. We'd have to wait till Friday afternoon and Friday evening before a more significant shower and thunderstorm threat comes into the fold, and we can see this even on the NAM model as we get into Thursday. Just an isolated, a scattered shower. Most areas remain completely dry and devoid of this, and we'd have to wait all the way until about Friday before we even get into the idea of showers and thunderstorms as this first cold front approaches, and this will be for late Thursday night, early Friday. If this begins to drop down through the region on Friday morning, some of these showers and thunderstorms could be locally heavy, containing some hail, some strong winds, So very heavy downpours and some lightning, as well as some minor flooding, urbanized streets and highways as a result of some of these heavy downpours. These look like pulse storms right now, with the first front that moves through and sinks south through the area as this disturbance moves off of the northern mid-Atlantic coast states around the Delmarva region here. And then we wait for Friday afternoon and Friday evening before this next system moves through, and we'll see if we can extrapolate this out on the 12-kilometer NAM. Here's our showers and thunderstorms exiting on Friday afternoon. And here's another shower and thunderstorm threat for Friday night into early Saturday morning. Some of these storms, again, could be heavy as the cold front and weak disturbances make their way off of the northern mid-Atlantic coast states. And by the time we get to Saturday morning, everything begins to dry out just a little bit, but we still have a disturbance well to our north. And by the time we get into that Saturday forecast period, temperatures are first cold front comes through, secondary cold front's going to come through in the afternoon. So there still could be a threat during the afternoon hours of some showers and thunderstorms with the secondary cold front as well. And then everything just completely dries out and cools down for Saturday night, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday of next week. So of course, outside of the showers and thunderstorms to cool and wet you off a little bit, most areas won't receive that much rain, if some areas won't receive any. So you have to be mindful of the heat outside. Do be careful. Heat exposure and heat exhaustion can occur within 15 to 30 minutes of dehydration. So do be mindful. Have plenty of non-alcoholic beverages with you. Check on your elderly and pets, and just be smart and be safe out there during this first heat wave of the summer of 2016. For everything live, it's GardenStateWeather.com, GardenStateWeather.blogspot.com, Twitter, Facebook, and Google+. I'm forecaster Robert Smith. We'll be back bright and early again on Thursday morning.